All right, Alex, so here we're on the factory floor. There's a lot going on here, so what do we want to take a look at first?
We have a couple different machinery, so we have a lot of mills, and then we can show our inspection and then how stuff gets shipped out.
All right, sounds good. So let's get started.
So Nick is mostly on the shop floor. He'll explain all the milling operations and what we do with our milling departments.
Yeah, this is a horizontal mill, and what's unique about it, you have the spindle placed at a horizontal angle. Earlier we looked at the 3-axis machines where you have to constantly put parts in, take parts out. Here, the machine flips the tables around and you're able to change your parts out while the machine's still running. We'll look at some machines where the machine would be running for 20 hours straight. It runs in the middle of the night when nobody's here.
And then does it have a tool changing system?
Definitely. I mean, we can run one tool change really quick. It goes back to exactly the same spot within, 1,000th of an inch. This part, right here, we're making an NG extruder. And as you can see, there's a lot of extra material that we don't need. So in order to not cut extra material, we made a custom die, which really speeds up the manufacturing process and lower costs.
So basically, instead of having to machine out this whole pocket, you've got a near net shape.
Yeah, we saved about 30% of material just going to this special size.
That's one thing I noticed about living in the Midwest after having lived on both coasts, is that there's a lot more manufacturing here. You drive around and you see the factories and everything that's going on. It's nice to have that connection to actually building things.
Yeah, which also helps finding a good talented people who understand machining, who understand manufacturing, who knows how to service this kind of machines. Really helps us.
It looks like you've got a big propeller on there.
The fan blows off every bit of chips, every bit of coolant out of the part, so when the operator comes in to remove it, it's already clean for you.
Yeah, that's one thing. It's like everything's covered in goo when you're done with it, so this just kind of helps clean it up a little bit.
This is where a lot of the material we store for Swiss machines. We have titanium, we have some copper, we have W1. This is where the gears are made out of. M4, where our nozzles are made out of. Vitaly can take over.
Okay.
He's our Swiss brains.
So now I think we're going to talk to Vitaly, who's working on a lot of the lathe stuff.
Yep.
These are probably quite a bit more expensive than like a traditional CNC lathe.
Yeah, they are. They're a fairly specialized machine. They're used a lot in watchmaking and in medical fields. On this particular one, we make this bevel gear for our NG extruder. That's where the bar goes in, and there is an armeric mechanism that feeds it into the machine.
So you can load up like 10 bars.
Yep, you can do however can fit on this rail. They also have a hydraulic oil flowing through them to kind of like grade this hydrodynamic bearing, basically. This one uses actually a vegetable oil.
That sounds European. They're always like trying to make things eco-friendly.
Yeah, it has some additives to it.
So altogether, like how many tools are there?
I think up to 14, 15.
So you call it a high-pressure oil system.
Sometimes over 1,000 psi. It blows the oil right at the tip of a cutting edge. It lubricates for one, but the other one it blows all the chips away. If you don't do it, they will wrap around the part and create all sorts of problems.
Wait, so now it's on...
Back spindle.
So it can do all the operations from one side, then pass it to the other side. Yeah. I guess it pops out over here. There we go.
It's an art form. There's definitely an art to it. This is another sliding headstock lathe. This one is making our brass nozzles. It has a 2-spindle. It does one part and picks it up, does the other side of a part, and then it basically drops it off here, and you have a finished component. So we have two machines on the left and the right that making different parts for our TM2 nozzles. It's a bimetallic nozzle, so the body is from copper alloy and the insert is from high-speed steel. So this one making this copper body, it does have very good thermal conductivity as well. And we have this interesting inspection equipment. So we use this back pressure to measure the bore diameter. This one does 10 millionths of an inch resolution.
10 millionth of an inch?
Yeah, you can see the 5th decimal point over there. It's kind of amazing how precise you can get with this equipment.
Okay, so here we're in the inspection room. What does this thing do?
So it's a telecentric video system that uses like a silhouette to measure the parts, and it's very automated. It's able to detect the part as you place it. And actually I can have you put that part on this. Yeah, boom, you got all the dimensions.
So this is just basically verifying that everything that you just did in the previous operations turned out correct. So what are some things that can affect your tolerances and cause your machining to not be
more than I can name right now.
Okay.
Anything from weather, temperature inside the shop, tools, Yeah, a lot of things can affect. A lot of time of the day, like how long the machine been running and things like that. It's when it comes to this kind of gearing, you have to watch for every little detail.
So this is like an investment in being able to do quality control more easily.
Yep, yeah, something that would have been extremely difficult before.
Do you do 100% checks on these gears?
We do as needed. Our talented machinists, they know how often to do it.
All right, so here's a familiar sight. We've got a bunch of Ender 3s here.
Yeah, we do two things here. We basically test our extruders. We run them 24/7, and also we do print our own fan shrouds. There's a couple different designs. Serves two purposes, basically to stress test the NGs and just print our own fan shrouds.
Yeah, and I was surprised when you told me that these are PETG. They look like a matte PLA to me.
Yeah, there we had to specially source a matte PETG that it's not brittle, it doesn't break, and it looks matte, so it kind of blends with all the rest of the design. It doesn't look plasticky.
All right, Alex, well, thanks for showing me around your factory. It's really cool to see how all the 3D printer parts are made. And it's nice to see you've got a lot going on behind the scenes to make sure that you get consistent quality with all your products.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you here. It was actually fun.
Right, and I used to work in a lot of machining type environments, so it's fun to get back to that stuff.
Yeah. Even the smell of the shop probably.
Just pulling up, you can smell the machine shop fluid. It smells better than 3D printers, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're used to it. We get used to it, so we don't smell it. But each time somebody comes over, we get this. They mention that it smells like a shop.